It is that fundamental belief, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper, that makes this country work. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Some people are divided by religion, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some people are divided by their greed, yeah. Some people are divided by deception, yeah. Oh, yeah. Some have a lot of money but still in need, yeah. The time has come to help your hurting brother. Time has come to think about your sister. Can't turn a blind eye to their need, yeah. Share some love to help your hurting brother. Share some love to help your fallen sister. One God, one faith, one destiny, yeah. It's time for unity, yeah. Deception is tumbling down, live in unity, yeah, yeah. Division must be broken down, unite in dignity, yeah. United under God we stand. Unity is power for all. Whoa, whoa, yeah. Well, everything around us is changing, yeah. Nothing will ever be the same, yeah. Limitless scope for transformation, yeah. Yet no one has the answer for the pain, yeah. Selfishness and greed have many blinded. Heartlessness has many people suffering. Why can't we see our brothers' pain, yeah? Children are hungry and they are crying. Mothers are hurting and they are sighing. Yet all we care about is gain, yeah. It's time for unity, yeah. Deception is tumbling down, live in unity, yeah, yeah. Division must be broken down, unite in dignity, yeah. United under God we stand. Unity is power for all. Time for unity, yeah.
Things are falling apart much faster than you can imagine. If you do not take immediate steps now to save yourself, it will get very serious very quickly. We must come together now to save ourselves economically, socially and spiritually. You must find a strong support system while you can, because things are falling apart fast. Be smart. Let us come together to survive the perilous days ahead. This is not about who you are, or what you have. When the day is over, you will be left to face the harsh reality alone. The days of segregation are over. Don't wait until trouble set in and you find yourself up against the wall. Get registered with Lifeline today to secure support before you need it. Lifeline is not only the support giant of the BVI. Lifeline is the family you need to help you through the difficult days ahead. Don't be foolish. Nothing will get better. Save yourself now before things turn for the worst. Become a registered member of the Lifeline family now and we will help you through the challenging days ahead. You can depend on us. Find us at 4 Mill Mall or call us at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
Good evening, good evening. This is indeed a crazy evening, and very crazy. Crazy because so much is happening. We have lockdown. We have it's a lot of stuff that's happening, and when the day is done, it's really nothing to take lightly. I think the time has come when we really have to take a very serious look at where we are, what is happening, and how we move forward. I think at this point in our history, it is absolutely nothing to take lightly. I think when the day is done, we are at a very serious place. And I'm not sure if we understand that nothing is going to go back to normal, but nothing is going to go back to normal. I think we're at the place now where we have to understand very, very well that moving forward, if we don't get it right, at this point, it is lost forever. A very serious point. But we must get to the point where we realize that if we don't get it right now, it's gone. Gone. Yes? I have been watching the latest developments across the world. I've been watching how things are shaping. And when the day is done, we need to really take a big step back, look at it, and ask ourselves, is this where we really want to be? Or are we going to settle for what we're seeing? I'm going to take another break, and when I come back, we have the women of the Washitaw Nation. They'll be coming on tonight to share with us, and of course, this is going to be something you don't want to miss. Share this with all your friends. I'll be back in a short moment, and trust me, this is not going to be something you want to miss. We'll come back right back in a minute.
Things are falling apart much faster than you can imagine. If you do not take immediate steps now to save yourself, it will get very serious very quickly. We must come together now to save ourselves economically, socially and spiritually. You must find a strong support system while you can, because things are falling apart fast. Be smart. Let us come together to survive the perilous days ahead. This is not about who you are or what you have. When the day is over, you will be left to face the harsh reality alone. The days of segregation are over. Don't wait until trouble set in and you find yourself up against the wall. Get registered with Lifeline today to secure support before you need it. Lifeline is not only the support giant of the BVI. Lifeline is the family you need to help you through through the difficult days ahead. Don't be foolish, nothing will get better. Save yourself now before things turn for the worst. Become a registered member of the Lifeline family now and we will help you through the challenging days ahead. You can depend on us. Find us at 4 Mill Mall or call us at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
All right, welcome back, and you're live with us right here on the Raw Truth. Of course, we come to you every Monday evening at 8, and of course, this is another amazing presentation that you just cannot afford to miss. For those of us who are you're listening, you're watching us currently, please share this live. This is going to be something you don't want to miss, because we have the Lionesses of the Washitaw Nation who will be on with us tonight, and they will be sharing their views in a very timely manner as to exactly what they see going on in our world. Where do we go from here? Is this really what we want? Is this what is going to be happening with our women, our children, the human race, the male species? What will life be like in the next 5 to 10 years? These are some of the very interesting questions we may be looking at tonight. And I think when the day is over, our women have a very important role to play in this development as we move forward. And I totally believe that as a matter of urgency, it becomes a very serious state of affair as we move forward. To put a sense of sense, yes, to what is happening, if we can understand it. Because I'm sure that many of us right now are quite flabbergasted in relation to some of the things that we see happening around us. Very, very interesting, and it can be absolutely very serious as well. I'm not sure if we're prepared to face the seriousness of it, or are we able to grasp the magnitude of the development as we move into 2025, 2030. Yes, very, very serious matter. We have some amazing women with us tonight, and of course, we'll be bringing them on to share with you their thoughts in relation to how they feel about some of these matters. And I'm sure it will be quite a very touching presentation. You don't normally hear women sharing their thoughts around here. We have become if I call it, I might dare to call it a chauvinistic environment, a chauvinistic society. Male chauvinism has perhaps taken over the world to a point where now we might not even be able to our women have been sidelined in a way that what they say is not important anymore. And it becomes a very sad case, because our women being the foundation of the world, without them, nothing would be here. Nothing at all. Yes, there has to be female energy in the world for it to have become what we now enjoy today. But our men folk have become such a bunch of male chauvinists that it's very hard to determine where in God's name we're going to be in the next 5 to 10 years. And it's all driven by men. Yes, the creative energy of the female, as I'm seeing it, seems to be maybe some men feel they have had enough women, they don't want any more of them. I'm not sure if that is the thinking. But when the day is done, can we do without our women? Our women is the most important thing we have ever seen, known, or come to embrace in all our lifetimes, regardless of where we are and regardless of our status quo. Our women are very important. Are we able to embrace our women in a way that is going to make sense to us moving into the 21st century? What are we seeing? Let me bring in Queen Lestrada. I hope I'm calling her name right, because I think we have
Let's
some.
start.
Yes, greetings, Queen. How you doing?
Greetings, greetings. I'm doing great, actually.
Wonderful.
Um, I'm happy to be a part of this discussion
Yes.
because a lot of our people has been blinded seriously. And I'm a person that loves humanity. And when I see that a lot of our people also do not know their rights as a human or a person on this realm. Now, I want to say this first of all. This pandemic is hurting our people more mentally and spiritually than physically because they're not thinking of the mental strain that families are going through.
Yes.
You know, I see it every day. People are crying out. Some stay silent. Some just decide they don't want to be a part of this anymore. So they took their own lives.
Wow.
And
Let,
another thing, go ahead.
let me ask you this, because I see you firing on all five, and that's good. My question to you, when you look at
Yes.
where we are going right now, you look at the value of our women, you look at the capacity of our women to generate and regenerate nations. Do you think our women have come to a place where they are being disregarded, in the sense that society don't seem to need women anymore? Tell me, this is what you're seeing.
Oh, yes. To a point where I think they they also feminize the male. They've been doing that for a long time. So the women feel like there's no hope for us. You know, who do we turn to? Where is our strong black men? You know, so some of us, we back down and we stay in a corner. But others, like myself, we're ready to put on our man shoes or man pants if we cannot find the men, our strong black kings, people of color, to protect our family. And from a long time, they dehumanize and they just want the women to disappear because they have Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Where do you find a father, a son without the female? So it's a long time, it's on their agenda to defeminize and become chauvinistic pigs, as you call it. So where I see our females, now the weak ones, we have to go out there because I do it all the time. I cannot uplift women because women has lost the value of who they truly are. Some of them never know how valuable they are and virtuous they are as a female. You know, as you say, without the women, there's no there's no race because woman is the original. Black, of course, women or indigenous people, we are the original people around. So, uh,
Let me
so
let me
we,
bring in let me bring in let me bring in Queen Razin. I want to
okay.
get it correctly, and I hope I'm not misspelling or miscalling your name. Greetings, Queen. How you doing?
Greetings, greetings, Chief and
Yeah,
Empress.
you look at how beautiful your women are. I wonder how some man could have nerves to ever think or do anything otherwise. I'm not sure what is wrong with some of us. Tell me something, because I asked Queen Lestrada, the very same question I'm asking you.
Okay.
Do you think our society has come to the place where we are now at the place where women are not important to us anymore? Bringing children into the world is not important to us anymore. What do you think is happening to our men at this moment?
I don't want to say that I don't want to use the term not important. I think we have been brainwashed that people are not clearly seeing with an open eye. You know, so much of distraction and through the media system, through the Facebook, through the WhatsApp, people are not seeking for the truth anymore. So in saying this, I think because of that, and we have a lot of, how I'll say, individuals or people that are asleep. And if you're asleep, you're not going to look for the truth. If you're only
Wow.
focused on getting up in the morning and going on, first thing you're thinking to go for is the phone to go on Facebook. We have lose our purpose as women also.
But then can the women be blamed for this? Or is it a situation where our men has created such a male chauvinist society where women can no longer function given this degree of crave, the degree of hunger for power, to the point where men are prepared to roll over women and do what the hell they want to do with them just to control? What are you seeing?
I'll say it's on both sides because I hold the key to my future, not man.
Okay.
So it's simple as that. I can't sit down and wait for you, Chief Kenneth, to, for example, feed my family.
Yes.
I have to get up and make it happen. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So I'll say it's on both sides. We are nonchalant.
But at the same time, do you think our women have been losing their place or being disqualified, so to speak, to share a very practical place in our society, as the reproducers, as the creators? Because without women, we have no society.
We have no
Is it that our
society. Yes.
Is it that women are losing their place as the creators of society?
We have lost our place of being creators of the society. We follow all these LGBT craziness and all these feminists that tells us how we're supposed to live, and we are supposed to be independent women. And when you follow this type of systems that is created for us to lose our values as women and to lose our purpose of what we are here to do as women, this is what is happening.
Wow. Let me get back to you, Queen Lestrada. I'm making sure that I have that name correct.
Lestrada.
You look at and we're going to build this discussion into something that I think our listeners can really appreciate tonight, because it stems from one thing to the next. Do you think our men at the local level have allowed this to happen, where our women are now becoming technically obsolete? What are you seeing?
Well, it's a mixture of different things. As I say, it's been years and years. Others has been working on our people to feminize them or let them become gay. So when they see women, they have no love for women anymore. That's not saying everyone, because of course, thank God, we have men like you. But what I see in the near future is women. We might not be on the forefront in everything, but for me, I don't see women being put in the back burner all the time. I see more and more women are coming out on top. We have a voice more than, let's say, 20, 30 years ago. Now, we're not at the level where we should be, but I know that we will get there because they say the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And without we, the women, there's no future.
Wow, this is serious. I'm
Yeah.
not even sure. I'm not even sure how to grasp it, because I'm watching what has been happening in relation to the new moves, the new systems as they unfold, the new developments moving forward.
Hmm.
You look at all of that as it unfolds, and I'm saying, where are we going next? Because now, if it is that childbearing, for example, has become an offense, if you ask me, then what is going to be? Is it that women now have no more value, as far as some of us are seeing it?
Well, can I say that remember, they say they do not need as much human beings on this earth anymore.
That's my point.
And so if they don't need us, they're depopulating the world, not just blacks, but human beings on a whole. That alone tell you that they have no respect, for women. They're like, okay, we don't need you anymore. But as I say, we will see because good over evil.
We're gonna take another short break, and when we come back, we are gonna bring in. I'm seeing Chief Pemberton, Queen Pemberton, on the back end. I'm asking you to come in because we're gonna be having a very interesting discussion when we come back. Share this link, share the live with your friends. It will get absolutely very interesting. We come back in a minute.
Things are falling apart much faster than you can imagine. If you do not take immediate steps now to save yourself, it will get very serious very quickly. We must come together now to save ourselves economically, socially and spiritually. You must find a strong support system while you can because things are falling apart fast. Be smart. Let us come together to survive the perilous days ahead. This is not about who you are or what you have. When the day is over, you will be left to face the harsh reality alone. The days of segregation are over. Don't wait until trouble set in and you find yourself up against the wall. Get registered with Lifeline today to secure support before you need it. Lifeline is not only the support giant of the BVI. Lifeline is the family you need to help you through the difficult days ahead. Don't be foolish. Nothing will get better. Save yourself now before things turn for the worst. Become a registered member of the Lifeline family now and we will help you through the challenging days ahead. You can depend on us. Find us at 4 Mill Mall or call us at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
Welcome back, and we are here with you live from PSI Network, and of course tonight we're featuring the women of the Washitaw Nation. Very interesting global nation, I should say, and of course there are many voices to be heard as we move forward. And a very strong nation, if you ask me. They are very, very defined as to what they want, where they go, how they do what they do, and when the day is done. This is not about the person or status quo. This is about people empowerment. This is about love for people, love for human beings. And this is where we are at this point with these wonderful women. I want to take you both to at least leading up to where we are. there has been quite a bit of historic writings which has been hidden technically in plain sight, because I'm sure people have been reading, but they have not been. I'm not sure if we see, but we're not seeing, or we hear, but we're not hearing. Yes, and things have just been snapping before our faces up until now. And until now, some of us still have not even been able to grasp, even in part, what has been happening. From where you stand as women, I need to get your perspective. Is it that we have deliberately, and I'm going to bring in Queen Pemberton at this point, because I think I want to begin with her, because she came in a little late. Is it that we have deliberately been foolish, or we are deliberately... Help me understand it, because in the middle of all of this, I'm still wondering, how is it that so much information is here around us, but some of us are not even grasping what is happening, even in part? Talk to me, Queen Pemberton. What have you been seeing? What do you think has led to this what you call it, cognitive dissonance, if you ask me? Talk to me.
Good evening, all. I think that good evening, Chief. Good
Greetings,
evening, Queen Lestrada.
Lestrade.
Lestrada. They have a powerful name there, Lestrada. And Bayoje. Wow. I have to go find my own now. That's what y'all have put me to. To get my full identity. Yes. For the water channel. Yes. From what I've been hearing on the ground is a lot of lack of information, hidden resources. It's like they have clouded everything. They haven't give full details. It's like you just sign this, here's your death warrant. And some people can't read. That's a problem. Most people out there can't read. You know, they just know where to sign the dotted line. And those who could read are very ignorant. And for me, my most important example of opening people's eyes were saying to them, "Would you eat a dead?" And they're like, "What? Are you crazy? You eat the dead?" I say, "You ever check the makeup or the ingredients that is in the vaccine?" "No, nobody never tell us." I said, "Don't you know it's makeup of a dead embryo?" And when they get that information, is shutdown time. They go into lockdown mode, and I don't want to put anger in people, but to educate people. So a lot of people don't know what is the ingredients or what are the ingredients that makes up these. They're not vaccine.
Before we get there, because when the day is done, my concern is this. Is it that, well, it says while the information is hidden, while some people might be living in denial, perhaps, is it that some of us, in the face of the facts, chose to be ignorant, putting it mildly? And then we trip over ourselves, and then later on, when we catch ourselves, many people start to say, "Oh Lord, oh my God, what did I put myself into?" This seemed to have been a trend throughout the melanated communities across the world. What have you been seeing? Talk with us.
Yes, I've been seeing that. Also, I've been seeing the fear that was put in people. Oh, if you don't take this vaccine, you can't travel. So they have put a lot of tactics and rhetorics in there to frighten people. to scare people off to make some real bad decision.
But at
I'm
this,
not saying people
but
can't
at,
go and take the jab.
but at
You
the
know,
same
if you
time, madam, at the same time, no one is forcing anyone to do anything. Am I right or wrong? Have I missed anything?
you have missed. First, it started with a gimmick. Come get free lunch. Come get discount food. So brainwashing took place in the beginning, correct? Huh? Then after that, you had, okay, if you don't take it, when the time comes, you will be able to afford it. Ain't that brainwashing the people, forcing them to make bad decisions?
And this is what is happening. This is what is happening in the BVI. Hold on. Let me go to Queen Estrada. What is happening in your neck of the woods, madam? Talk with us. What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods?
Fair. Fair without knowledge. A lot of people, oh, I take it because guess what? I got my children them to feed and I got my mortgage, blah, blah, blah. I recently found out this young lady who was forced or raped, I should say, into taking this vaccine. Her so-called boyfriend got into a altercation and then they searched her house. They didn't find anything at her house. Anyway, her Caucasian boss fired her. So after she was forced into taking the vaccine to save her job, she is now unemployed. That's one. The other thing, oh, I took it to protect my children and my family. Really? Common sense gone through the door? How the hell in the world would you take something to protect other human being? What is that?
Okay, and that is St. Kitts, right? Let me go
Think it.
to Aruba. What is happening in your neck of the woods, Queen? Talk with us. What are you seeing?
Can't hear her.
Yeah, she's muted. You are muted. Can you possible to unmute yourself if that's possible?
Sorry about that. Yes.
That is fine. Very good.
Aruba is pretty much quiet. We have opened up from last year, May. So the island did not stay closed down for too long when all this COVID mess started to begin. The reason I think for that is because we solely depend on tourism. Everything is being imported from outside. So that is one reason. But slowly they started to roll out and open back schools and bars and everything is open and we're just normal. Go to the beach, we do everything. But the people are still ignorant and they are still, I don't know who they are listening to. They are not using their common sense and they are still taking the vaccine. They are still taking the job. They're still going for it, line up, and they're proud about the passport that they have. Because with that passport now, they believe that they can work, they can feed their family, they can travel, they're as one of the queens said, they're doing it to protect someone else. But the logical part of it is the information is there on the vaccine. You're seeing it. People is talking daily about it. The MRA already tells you what type of vaccine it is. And people are not thinking, if you're going to take something, why take something and you're not sure to even live out past
and they
a
are
year?
not and they are not trying to get any information about it.
Yes.
My
Live past out
my
a year.
my thing is this, and I want to bring you in because now this is a woman's discussion. I need to get it from the women tonight, all the queens. When you look at what has been happening, let us go to media. Do you think our media has been telling us the truth about this?
No.
Never. Not from
The
day
media is
one.
censoring you.
From day
No,
one.
the media's no.
And you're all in different parts of the world talking with us
Yeah.
tonight, and that's what you're seeing.
Yes.
Yeah, the media seems like they've been hiding. The media has not been speaking about the negative side of it. It's like, come on down, you're on candid camera, come and take a shot. But the media is saying, if you come down too fast, you might fall down. So be careful
Because
how you come down the runway.
the media
That's
is
true.
part of
That's
the
true.
plan. Damn it.
I'm telling you. So I'm not seeing any media talking about, okay, as I said, once people around my environment find out the same terminology, the new terminology they said that is inside of the vaccine, which is the mRNA, which I went
Yeah.
and pulled up and studied myself. All right. So when I explain to
Mhm.
them, I do the test. I'm very curious. I'm a curious cat all my life. So I walk it on magnet, and I put the thing there by the people, and they watch me like, what going on? How that thing sticking on my hand? And I put it on my hand, and others who don't have the vaccine, and they're watching us like, no, this ain't for real. No. And I had, let me explain to you this. I've been around some folks, and I could tell you, when I'm around the people that are vaccine, I get drained till I tell them, I stay 12 feet away from me. I get literally drained because I feel like something is magneting. Everybody have electricity that runs through the body, and this thing
Magnetic
seems like
field.
it'll be dragging to you, to pull that energy out of you. And I was like,
Hold
I
it,
keep your distance.
hold it right there for me. Now, I have had my experience as well, and this is not about who has it or who doesn't. I'm talking about walking among people in general, and I could tell you who got the injection by virtue of how they smell. I could tell you who. Now, I'm not sure if you can. I am not sure if you have checked that
That's
out.
true.
But
That's how I
but
know.
but I can tell you who did by virtue of how they smell.
Yes.
And it's very easy. They carry a certain smell. Don't tell me a lie, because I will know very easily just by the way
Yeah.
you smell. No, that's one.
I, you're telling the truth, Ken. You're telling the
Hold
truth.
on.
Yeah.
Number two. I am not here tonight to. I'm not here to preach a campaign. I'm not on campaign here tonight. This is not the platform for the campaign, right? Because if people want to take, they take. We reserve the right to take or not take, right or wrong. At least that is what they say, right? You
Yeah.
reserve the right
Mhm.
to do or not to do. That's your right. I am saying, I am looking at the long-term effect this is going to have on our women. You're all women. And when the day is over, based on research that is now coming out from the highest places, is it that our women are set to become obsolete by virtue of the fact that your reproduction, your capacity for reproduction is now bullseye
Cut off.
to be
Cut
eliminated?
off. Cut off.
Yeah. You're sterile.
Yeah.
That's what the vaccine is doing.
Sterile. Mm-hmm.
This is my
Yeah.
question. Now,
Yes.
and again, people like to say, "Oh, you're talking what them call it
Crap.
propaganda." Oh, propaganda. No. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
We don't propaganda on the raw
Conspiracy
truth.
theory.
We conspiracy
Like
theory.
you say.
We don't do conspiracy theory here. The raw truth
Exactly.
deals with facts. We don't dig up propaganda and garbage. And what I'm saying is, we listen to, I call him the Honorable Bill Gates. Before him, and before that other set of gentle people, were other people. So it's like generations coming up to where we are, who had this agenda in place where they feel that the world is overpopulated. That has been a very popular concept, topic, right? And now here we are. You listen to the news and you watch exactly what is happening, and you hear how even little girls going close to people who have been injected, and they're now hemorrhaging, and women who are pregnant being around people who have been injected, and they're losing their babies and all of that. Now, in my mind, it's very clear that something is happening here. Now, my question is, from where you are in the different places you are across the world, and I'm going to start with Queen Pemberton, what have you been seeing in your nation in relation to this? Talk with us.
Well, I've been watching the trend, and I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm seeing deaths like crazy. Deaths like people just dying, dropping, and it's sad because last year we had the COVID, and I'm not ignorant. As I said, if we had it last year and it was here in abundance last year, and nobody was dying, they all got cured. How come all of a sudden this year you can't control the same population? The population hasn't grown, but 23,000 of the population were vaccinated. So how come you're having more death than when it was not vaccinated at all?
All right, hold it right there. Queen Lestrade, Lestrada, I call you
Lestrade,
Queen,
yeah.
Queen Lestrada. What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods? Talk with us.
Well, from my neck of the woods, when it comes to childbearing, or the I should say the younger generation below me, let's say in the 20s or in the 30s, even before this corona thing, they they have been they have been brainwashed into thinking if you have one or two children, you don't need any more. If a third one comes, dash it way they call it, dash it way. So the young people, even before COVID, they have no interest in reproducing, because this is how the system has programmed our females, the younger generations, maybe of older ones, but the younger generation. It's like a joke. Like, okay, I got pregnant, I don't want it, dash it way. So now COVID come, and I'm sorry for the females that took the so-called jab, because I don't want to see a child might come out with five or six arms, or without born with fingers, without fingernails. God knows what is around the corner, and that is the scariest thing to me. You know why? Because my children are young. I have a 17-year-old, I have a 5-year-old, and to know my children gonna, when I close my eyes, my children will be left behind with these subhumans or transhumans or whatever we call them. So what I'm seeing around here is like they're not awake. They're so lost in their own world of partying, and they just want their free time drinking. They're not thinking beyond about child. As a matter of fact, they don't even want children, because they was told if you have too much children, it look bad, that shit way. So that gone through the window for a lot of our young people. And it's so shameful. As I said, I'm gonna always say this, because I noticed this with women, even in the Virgin Islands where I was before. Women have lost who they are. And when I say I know their value, I know their virtue. You know, they might have a mother that didn't know and couldn't pass it on to them and tell them, you're a princess, you're a queen, you're worth it. Save yourself for that special person or whatever. You know, if I put on a crown on my princess head, they will say, oh, is today her birthday? I'm like, no, she's born a princess. She is what she is. So we women and the younger generations, I don't know what to say. They have lost their way. And I'm trying to bring back some of them. Because they do come up, some people that don't even know me, they come up and they ask me questions, you know, and I answer them. And I let them know who you are. Let yourself be known to be respectable. And if you carry yourself a certain way, the right people will magnetize to you.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Moving into the 21st century, given what we're
Yes.
seeing right now, do you think
Yes.
women will be able to reproduce at all? Given what you're seeing
Well,
here?
they might be able to reproduce, some of them, but they might be getting so-called aliens or subhumans that cannot function as a regular human being. It's not going to be impossible, but a lot of them too will be sterile. And the sad thing is, the ones that truly, truly did not want to take this job and was raped and forced into taking it, they're the ones I feel the worst for.
Let me go to Queen Resident. Tell me what you're seeing. Do you think moving into 2025, 2030, our women will be able to reproduce?
Um, it doesn't look like that, especially for the ones who have took the vaccines. But not only that, for the ones who haven't taken it also, we are also at risk if we surround ourselves around the ones who got the jab, because it's letting out a protein spike that is affecting the non-vaccinated people.
So
So
you don't think it's going to be a feasible option to even consider children?
no, I
Why
have
you don't?
children.
Tell us why you don't see this as a feasible option moving into 2025, 2030. Tell us why.
I see everyone is sleeping, and I keep saying sleeping because no one is trying to yourself. Um, Women, people are more interested in partying, as Queen said. Lestrand, what
Lestrade.
is your name? Lestrade, sorry,
Lestrade. Fine.
Lestrade. Okay,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
people are more interested in the things of the world. So party and
Rum.
telephone and dressing nice, and no one is trying to really educate themselves. Not only that, we live in a system, government system, that is corrupt. And I think if you don't get out of the system, the government system, and you stay enslaved in this matrix system, when they start to come with mandatory for vaccine, because they are going to come with it, we know this. When they come and they start to mandate you that you have to take the vaccines and you have to take these things, and where are we? For the ones who haven't freed themselves, do you think that people will be able to walk normal and bear children? Why
Yeah.
is Bill Gates anti-vaccine? Do you
Queen
know that Bill
Pemberton,
Gates' children never took vaccines?
listen. Hold it there for a minute. Let me go to Queen Pemberton, because this is becoming quite. I'm trying to understand it well enough to relate to it. As a man, you can understand what I'm saying. Do you think between now and 2025, 2030, our women will still be able to conceive and bring forth children as usual? Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, you answer the question as usual. As usual, no, they won't. Because as I said, I feel drained being around them. So if pregnant women go around them, they're going to be drained. And if they get the jab, they're going to be drained. And when I study and look at, I don't sit down and let people cook. I do my studies myself. I go and do research. And the new technology, when they can't even tell you what a new technology is. Nanotech is a computer chip, my boy, in a liquid form that has been pumped in people's body. Now, when I said to them, y'all ladies understand when you take the jab, y'all gonna be sterilized. They're like, what do you mean by sterilized? Did enough to understand certain words, some terminology. They don't. They just know. They say take the jab, I take in the jab. Okay? So when you have people out there, I had a gentleman came up to me today. He said, Miss, I come to tell you thanks very much. And I watched a guy in his face. I said, thanks. He said, you saved my life. I said, I saved your life. He said, you know, that day when you saw me, you said I looked like I was going to die. I said, yeah. And you told me to go and get that bush and drink that stuff there. I'm fully vaccinated, the man said. And when he went and did his test, he was COVID positive. So when they're talking, they this and that, you have people right in your hometown that are fully vaccinated. I saw people sick like a dog and say, Miss Pemberton, I sick, what to do? Calling me all day, I getting phone calls. Okay, I finally put up on. I could tell the world no, so I don't care what they say. They could say it's not true. But tonight I'm gonna tell y'all people, please go and see if you could find tea tree oil, and go and steam bath yourself with tea tree oil, and eradicate the COVID in the mighty name of Jah.
Let me pull this up a minute, because when it is done, I'm gonna run the same question by you, Queen Lestrada. What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods? Do you think, based on what you know and what you have been seeing, if our women will be able to produce children into 2025, 2030, do you think the capacity for reproduction is being eliminated as we speak? Is that what you see?
It's very obvious that no. They will be able to reproduce, but reproduce what? That's the question. It's an experiment, remember. So we don't know what kind of creatures might crawl out. We don't know how the female gonna be able to tolerate the pregnancy either. Maybe they will be able to get pregnant, but then they die in the course before they even reach 9 months. And the ones probably who are able to bring forth a so-called child, if that's the case when it comes out, because transhuman, remember now we don't know what's going to happen a year, 2 years from now. So it's left for us to see with our own eyes.
We're here with the Washitaw, the queens of the Washitaw nations. And of course, the Washitaw nation is an indigenous nation that spans across the Americas, for those of you who do not know. And these are powerful women. These are not women to be taken lightly. These are women who understand where they are and what is happening and where they're going. And they've been doing their research and they understand exactly where we are. This is not a joke. And I thought it was wise to bring them on tonight so we could get a feed from them as to exactly what they are seeing in their neck of the woods. And I'm telling you, I'm sitting here a little flabbergasted to listen to these women speak, because I'm right now not sure what is going to become of our race in the shortest time. If our women continue to be subjugated and technically silenced moving forward, when they are the creators of the universe. I'm not sure if this is understood. I'm going to take a very short break and come right back. And when we come back, we're going to delve a little deeper into this discussion. Don't touch that dial.
Things are falling apart much faster than you can imagine. If you do not take immediate steps now to save yourself, it will get very serious very quickly. We must come together now to save ourselves economically, socially and spiritually. You must find a strong support system while you can, because things are falling apart fast. Be smart. Let us come together to survive the perilous days ahead. This is not about who you are or what you have. When the day is over, you will be left to face the harsh reality alone. The days of segregation are over. Don't wait until trouble set in and you find yourself up against the wall. Get registered with Lifeline today to secure support before you need it. Lifeline is not only the support giant of the BVI. Lifeline is the family you need to help you through the difficult days ahead. Don't be foolish. Nothing will get better. Save yourself now before things turn for the worst. Become a registered member of the Lifeline family now, and we will help you through the challenging days ahead. You can depend on us. Find us at 4 Mill Mall or call us at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
Okay, welcome back to the Raw Truth, and of course we are here with the Washitaw Nation, the Lionesses, Queens and Lionesses of the Washitaw Nation. I'm Kenny G, your host, and of course we're having quite a very interesting discussion this evening with the women of the Washitaw Nation. And they're coming to you from different parts across the world. We have Aruba represented, we have St. Kitts represented, we have the BVI represented, and of course, I'm sure it will get quite interesting as we continue to examine the thoughts as they see them from within their neck of the woods. Let me begin with Queen Resin. Tell me something. When you look at what has been happening, and I wanted to unmute your mic here.
Yeah.
When you look at what has been happening politically within your country, and I want you to explain to us from a political point of view exactly what you have been seeing in relation to our politicians. Do you think they have been responsible in their delivery? Do you think they have been responsible in relation to protecting their people? What have you been seeing?
No, they have not. They are still under the same agenda. I think they have sold out. They have sold out their people and the country that they are here to protect, the people that we vote them in place to protect us, and they are not doing it. Now they are not putting force on us here on the island of Aruba because everything is open and running at 100%. But they're still have the agenda of giving the job.
Listen, this is an age-old problem. An age-old problem because we've been always saying that politicians have not been doing what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at it where we are now, what makes it significant, more or less, that this fact is what it is? Tell us.
I think the main fact is that I haven't been here for like a year. So
right.
I got stranded due to COVID and all the mess. But for the short time that I'm back on the island, I am seeing innocent people dying. People are just falling down. And these are people who have taken the vaccine, and the government is hiding from the people the true cause and the real cause of what is really going on. And for me, it's a sad case. It's a sad case. People are falling down from clottage in the brains, heart attack, young folks, 40, 50 years, 60 years. And the government is quiet. And they are still going ahead with their agenda. And they can't tell me that they don't know what is going on and they don't know the truth about the vaccine. So why are you continuing with this procedure? Why not stop? Why not protect the people?
Interesting.
Why not?
Interesting question. Let me go to Queen Lestrada. What have you been seeing, Queen Lestrada, in your neck of the woods? Tell us what you have been seeing.
Pertaining to
Do you
government.
think your politicians have your best interest at heart at this point? Do you think they have been taking steps to protect the people in this matter? What have you been seeing?
No. when I see the politicians speaking, all I hear is take your vaccination, take your vaccination, take your vaccination, without even knowing if you can, your body, I should say, can sustain such a poison. So people are going, people who voted these people in, they're crying out now. They say, never again will I vote for you because I see what you're doing to my people, my family is wrong. There was a young man, took his mother to the hospital. She is fully vaccinated. Now her heart start beating so rapidly. The man said he swear he saw his mom heart like it's coming out of her chest. And you know what? After they so-called treated her, whatever, they sent her back home and she was crying out, oh, I'm not healed. Why are you sending me home? But they said they need the beds or whatever for the other patients. So there is a lot of wrongful doings here. And we all know it's nothing simple. We all know the agenda is money, 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 money. Fill my pocket and don't give a hell
Let me
about the others.
let me come in here because I listen. I'm just asking some very practical questions to these ladies who are at different
Right.
places around the world. I'm trying to wrap my head around exactly what is happening, where these people are, if what we're seeing wherever we are is the same elsewhere. And it's absolutely very interesting to note this. Queen Pemberton, talk with me. What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods? Talk with us.
What I've seen in my neck of the woods.
Do you think
In
politicians
general,
care? Do they care about their people, or do they really care? Do you think they care based on what you're saying?
based on what I am seeing, is that the plan has been put in place and they are putting themselves to be out there as the saving king. They are the gods. Um, and I will. I'm. I'm so shocked for words I can't say because most of the people that are in politics are people who used to say they are godly people and therefore God. So if you for God, well, you're going to suffer your people to die. Now, let me tell you a little experience I had from 1 to 2 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. I tried to sleep. And the repo man I see taking death, and I crying. And my husband trying to stop me from crying, and I praying and I crying. And I said, no, don't take no deaths, no. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard the dog barking. I said, no. By 6:30, my cousin, my neighbor, the news was she's dead. I
Wow.
said, my God, that's what you're showing me, Jesus. Next time as I get on the road, I heard another lady die. I said, God, what you trying to tell me, man? I saw the repo man taking bodies. And all I heard God say, repent. They need to repent. That's all I could say. The politicians, I begging y'all, go repent. The God going to tell you what next to do. And I said to those who have taken the vaccine, I pray for many of them because I tell them they don't know what they did. Most of them don't know what they did. And I say, God will forgive you all. I am sad. I'm so sad that Christians, people, that's my painful thing there. People who say they serve God run into the devil's feast, the devil's bloodbath, and the devil laughing. I feel for the country. I feel
What
for
can
the
I say?
I feel for the
I'm not
the
even sure
nation.
what to say. I'm really not even sure what to say, because when the day is done, if it is that we have come to a place where our politicians have failed, we're talking to women from different parts of the world, St. Kitts, Aruba, and the BVI, and they're all distance apart, but technically seeing the very same thing. What exactly is happening here? What is happening here? Let me ask you all, how are your children dealing with this? Because now it becomes another matter which we need to examine. How are the children dealing with it? We have not been hearing much coming out of the Caribbean region in relation to how children, young people, are dealing with this thing. Let me go to Queen Estrada. How are your children dealing with this thing from what you have been seeing? How have they been coping?
Well, my son, who is 17, all he asks me, Mommy, these are the questions. Mommy, we still on lockdown? Mommy, we on curfew? Mommy, when this corona COVID thing gonna be over? I say, son, I can't answer that, but there's a lot of wrongdoing to humanity. Now, my 5-year-old, she's simple-minded, so she don't really know that much, but she know about COVID and Corona because they teach them at school. So I try not to put it too much in her head, because I really want this to just go in one ear for her and out the next. Also, my son, I just wanted for them not to grow up having that fear about this COVID Corona thing, or pandemic as we call it. But it's sad because the livelihood of our children has been taken away. You can't go play with the neighbors' children 6 feet apart. No, don't let them touch that. Don't let them do that. The children them scared out of their mind.
Yes, yes. Wow.
And that's sad.
Tell me something, Queen Razin. What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods? How has this been
Well,
affecting the youngsters there? Talk with us.
the kids are frustrated. Um, my kids are not here. My kids live in Canada, so they're all at adult age. But even like that, they are frustrated. I haven't seen my children in over 2 years. That is something that never likely happens. So we try to see each other at least every 6 months to a year for the latest. So that have them a bit frustrated. But I try and educate my children. I share a lot of videos with them and I talk to them a lot, and I just try and guide them daily that they are also prepared for what is coming. So,
Interesting.
but on the end of Aruba with the youths here, it has gone crazy. We have Aruba is a very quiet and humble island. Our logo is One Happy Island. And if we have one murder for the year, there's a lot. That's a lot for us. It shakes the community, very small island. And we are already on 7 murders for the year, gun relation. And I'm talking about
Mm,
youths, so youths, young teenagers, 17, 16, 19 years. Just the kids are just going crazy.
depression, eh?
Yeah. So depression. Yeah. Depression.
So
When you
Aruba has jumped from one murder, if you see one, to 7. You
yeah,
say,
7. Yes.
wow,
Yeah.
that is absolutely highly significant.
That's a lot for us. Has everybody like panicking right now because it's like too much. We usually don't deal with that. We don't deal
Wow,
with those type of crimes, and all is gun related. All.
wow,
Yeah.
wow. Queen Pemberton, can you unmute your mic and talk with us? What have you been seeing in your neck of the woods in relation to what is happening with children, your children, for example, or any other the youngsters around you? How has this thing been affecting them? What have you been seeing from a practical point of view? What have you been seeing?
Well, as for my children, I have most of them adult, but the one that's here, she she's frustrated because she hasn't seen the school ground. She don't know how our teachers look. She don't know how the people in her class look. She hasn't spoken to anybody, just a computer. She said she tired talking to the computer. I'm just serious.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and
Oh Lord.
you know, she's not afraid to go outside because they would where she's originally from. They're trained to use a lot of bush, and she knows a lot of bush remedies. So she just boil them all the time and drink every day, you know. So she has no fear of the COVID. But what she's scared of that people might start going crazy because they ain't getting a chance to go outside and play with each other. And that's really a mental strain on the kids, especially those that I see around me. It's like, man, as she said, when this gonna over, you know. And the thing for me is that give others an alternative route. Yes, you might want to make your country safe. I don't have a problem with you making us safe. But if you know this thing is a experiment, why push it to that point where you want to kill everybody? I'm so scared. This night, I don't even know who's going to be left because as I said, they have 23,000 people being
No, it's not the time
vaccinated.
to be
The
scared,
islands
though.
only have 30,000 people, so you know,
Oh,
it's like who will remain? Uh, the children. I want them to leave the kids alone. I don't want nobody vaccinating these children. Let our youths, who are the future, have a survival chance of surviving this. Let them have the nature of God to protect them. That's all I beg. Let the children them have the fighting chance. They might be able to produce and reproduce. Because with God, everything is possible. That's my final word on the children.
You are live with us here on The Raw Truth, and we have the Washitaw women, the Washitaw Lionesses, the queens of the Washitaw Nation. Tonight is a women's night, and I thought it important that we get a perspective from the women, get their perspective as to exactly what they're seeing happening around us. And I am sitting here a little moved by the fact that, goodness gracious, when women are speaking the way they are speaking tonight, it leaves me in a very interesting. Actually, I'm very emotional right here to hear our women in different parts of the world actually saying the absolute very same thing. This is crazy, and I was actually hoping that it would be different somewhat, but it's the same thing. Where do we go with this? Share this live with your friends, because I'm sure something will be here for someone to take away when this is over. And we're here to edify each other, to help each other to understand, to grow, to develop as we move forward. Now again, I say I'm not here to preach anything about getting injected or that is not my mandate. Because when the day is done, I think enough information is out there. And people, by virtue of the amount of information out there, are absolutely capable of making their own decision. We're not dealing with children, we're dealing with big people. And everybody knows that this injection is experimental. It's known. So I'm not sure if what in that is so hard to do. You know what you're doing. You know what you're getting into. Therefore, it is your decision. My concern here is, how is all of this now affecting our women? How is this affecting our women, our children, our families across the world? And this is something I think that we really need to begin to look at in a very serious, practical light as we move forward. Now let us take it to the other side of it. You look at the and I want to go to Queen Resin. As we examine the fact that food, let's look at food. Because most of us we're not farming anymore. We're not, nobody planting nothing anymore. Everybody depending on the supermarket for the food now, boy. And I tell you, I long for some real rich food out of St. Vincent and Jamaica and Aruba. Real food, right? The supermarket shelves, most of us are tired of supermarket food because listen, everybody eating supermarket food, and when you finish, everybody belly full, but you're still hungry because we're not getting any nutrients out of the food we have because everything is processed. Now, where you are let me go to Queen Pemberton. Where you are in your neck of the woods, look at, tell us what you have been seeing in relation to how we are going to protect ourselves moving forward to get the nutrients we need to make sure that we do not end up cancerous. Yes, because this is exactly what is going to happen. If we do not get the right food, we're going to end up having cancer and all kind of sickness because of lack of enzymes, lack of nutrients. What are you seeing where you are? Talk with us. Hold on, before you move. It is a fact right now that there is a drive. I watch it in the USA where farmers are being paid to destroy their crops. Farmers are paid to dump tens of hundreds of tons of potatoes, paid to dump them.
Yes.
This tells me that a famine is about to hit. What are we doing where we are to prepare ourselves for this shortage of food? They tell you there'll be a food shortage, and already we're seeing potatoes being dumped. Already we're seeing the cow them dying. Already we see the chicken coop them empty out. Everything is going on. Talk to me, Queen Pemberton. What are you seeing in your neck of the woods? Are we prepared? Are you prepared for food where you are? What are you seeing? Talk with us.
Well, as for me, I had started my little home garden farm, started planting on my porch, and try to expand. I have been seeing food shortage. I see supermarkets. Sometimes you go in there, and you ask, "What's going on?" They say, "Buy this income, this ain't ship, this, that." So I already seen the trend. Although I was given the vision already and passed that information on, and I realized this the BVI is not prepared for it. Long and short. They feel like as if I'm just gonna come and just dump the food, give them. Yes, they're trying to plant. I know there's some people that are farming, but the farming that is being done is not for the capacity of people that actually lives, work, and reside here. It's just like for household and your neighborhood, you know. I've been talking to the government about farming on some serious level. But I would not. I would not repeat what they told me because
Hold
it
it
wasn't
right there.
nice.
We will get there. Don't worry. We will get there. Queen Resin, talk with us in relation to what is happening in your neck of the woods. As far as we know famine is coming, they tell us that food will get short. They told us. It is not that what you call it now, talking conspiracy theory and garbage, because I like to say, oh, it's conspiracy theory. They told us that we will have a food shortage.
Yeah.
From where you are in your country, what have you been seeing? Is there preparation for food where you are?
We are already. I am preparing myself. Like this. I am preparing myself. I have already started with my planting, but
Yes.
not only that, I'm taking it up another level. So I'm not just planting and cropping to have crops for that moment. Because remember, if we have a food shortage and you're doing a home garden, your home garden will only sustain you for the based on the quantity and the space you're
Yes.
gardening out of. So
Yes.
I have already started to look into like all my herbs. They are in glass jar where I know I can put them on a shelf and they last me for a year, a lifespan, a year or 25 years. So I'm vacuum sealing. I'm putting things
Mm-hmm.
in glass bottles, drying my herbs, putting them in glass bottles, and vacuum sealing, investing in vacuum bags also, so that I can make my own food pantry. So
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything in bottles and vacuum seal and ferment. So at
Mm-hmm.
least when this time comes, at least I know if I have a year or six months to a year supply of food in my home,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have that I can feed myself and family and probably see if probably a close neighbor, because which part I live, it's I don't have much of neighbors around me, so it's very close people. We're like a family here.
Right.
And not
Amazing.
only that, I just received a land that I applied for some years ago, which I just received that. So I'm planning to go a little bigger with that. So I'm going to try and start to do some polling with the neighbors and planting different crops. And that we can share within the people in the community, but also I can start to store my food in storage and seal in bags. I think it
No,
is
but
important.
that's an amazing point you're making, because you are talking community,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which in my mind is the only way we're going to survive this madness, unless the community comes
We
together
can't do it alone.
and
Yes.
produce within itself to sustain itself. We're going to have serious problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are you seeing, Queen Lestrada? What is happening in your neck of the woods? Talk with us. Your mic is off. Can you turn it back on, please?
Am I good now?
Yes, you're perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, so because of the COVID situation, what I've heard, what I've seen, that more and more people are doing farming.
Yes.
So me personally, one of the reason I moved to St. Kitts in last November is so we can farm and grow our own food. So we
Yes.
do farming in our backyard. We have lots of fruits and vegetables growing. One of the foods, and not just for myself, as you say, even now, neighbors come, they come for okra, they come for eggplant, they come for greens, they come for chives. We also have moringa. Moringa, that's a tree we always, and I would encourage everyone to plant a moringa tree if you can, because the leaves have so many nutrition that even if you don't have food itself, you can eat a few of those leaves and
Delete.
you have enough
Mhm.
nourishment to sustain you through a drought, through a famine, etc. And around me, my family, my uncle farm, my two uncles farm, my aunt she have backyard farming, and we we also give to the community. So these are things I've been preparing myself for, not just COVID time, but before I've been planning my future ahead. Like when I reach a certain age, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. You know.
Wow.
So
The moringa
yeah.
tree. This one is. Well, I'm learning now. I
Yeah.
think Queen Pemberton showed me one the other day, which she was actually eating. It's the same tree, right?
Yes, there's a lot here in the BVI that belongs to no
Hey.
one. And a lot of people don't know the purpose. I eat it all the
Oh.
time. I've been teaching Kenny. I'm a
Oh my
herbalist,
gosh.
you know.
Look at that.
So,
We have a lot
I'm
Can
of
I
learning
say,
this.
of that.
something about the moringa? Let me get this across also.
Yes, please go ahead.
The moringa for females who have menstruation problems, if they bleed a lot, You just get the moringa, you blend it with water, of course, because some people would actually blend it with water, and you strain it and you have that in your refrigerator. You drink it 2 3 times a day, and that will stop the bleeding.
Wow.
And
Yep.
I'm not saying that from hearsay. I went to many doctors for hemorrhaging already, and none of them couldn't help me. I had to end up help myself along with my husband. So
Wow.
moringa, very, very, very effective.
All right.
Anticoagulator.
Wonderful. All right.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna take a short break right here. And ladies, I know how it is when you're home and the family is there and all the noises in the background. Can you please ask them to keep the noises a little low for us? Because trust me, we have big things to talk about. When we come back, we're gonna look at the flip side of what is happening here with food. Because I think we're in serious trouble if we don't get it. We might need to plant some more moringa trees because we need we need protein and nutrients and all these things from our plants. Do we understand the value of the plants we have around us? That's one. Is government even careful that our people will starve before the end of this year if food is not put in place to sustain the nations across the Caribbean region? We come right back in a moment. Don't touch the dial.
Things are falling apart much faster than you can imagine. If you do not take immediate steps now to save yourself, it will get very serious very quickly. We must come together now to save ourselves economically, socially and spiritually. You must find a strong support system while you can because things are falling apart fast. Be smart. Let us come together to survive the perilous days ahead. This is not about who you are or what you have. When the day is over, you will be left to face the harsh reality alone. The days of segregation are over. Don't wait until trouble set in and you find yourself up against the wall. Get registered with Lifeline today to secure support before you need it. Lifeline is not only the support giant of the BVI. Lifeline is the family you need to help you through the difficult days ahead. Don't be foolish. Nothing will get better. Save yourself now before things turn for the worst. Become a registered member of the Lifeline family now and we will help you through the challenging days ahead. You can depend on us. Find us at 4 Mill Mall or call us at 540-4555 or email us at lifelinebvilimited@gmail.com for more information.
Lifeline Financial Programs, the gateway to a better future.
Welcome back, and we're live here with you again another Monday evening on The Raw Truth. And of course, we're broadcasting across the Caribbean region and the rest of the world. To all of you who have joined us, this is Kenny G welcoming you to our broadcast. And of course, we're coming to you straight from our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on Facebook or wherever you are, on your cell phones, wherever you are, thank you so much for joining us. Please share this with your friends because I'm sure this will be stimulating some absolutely interesting parts of the brain tonight as we help you to understand exactly what is coming and will be coming on among us. I'm having a problem because I'm not sure if people understand that politicians do not care about them anymore. And I say this because there was a point 10 or 20 years ago, 2 or 3 decades ago, when politicians normally look out for the benefit of, for the best interest of people. You want a house, you go to your politician and put up a room or two for you. You want a little piece of land to farm, make sure that you get a piece of land to farm. Yes? Your children need to go to school. You could run to your district representative and say, hey, I'm having a problem with my picnic for go school. The district representative will say, all right, fine, I know things tough. See a couple dollars here or I'll give you a job over there so you could earn some money to help yourself with the children. Nowadays, You drop on your face, sprawl out, foaming before them in the road. They step over, you walk past, you like nothing happened. Have they become possessed by some demon? I'm asking this as a question because when the day is done, if our politicians they were voted into office by the people who put them there. Now that they are there, the people now become obsolete. They are no more important. The people have no value anymore. Now, a smart politician would try his best to ensure that the people who put you in office, you do everything to make sure that they are maintained, they are taken care of. It is smart. You do what you have to do to make sure that you win the people's favor. When you kick them in the butt and shove them around the corner and step past them foaming in the road like you don't know them, what impression is that supposed to give to the people who put you in office? That is my question. And if politicians are not smart enough at this point in our history, moving into the 21st century, where you realize that people can be absolutely critically important if you are going to remain in office or not, if you are going to live the kind of life you live or not, if you are going to be around for the next political season or not, the people who put you in office are critically important to that process. We're at the place where it seems to me that by virtue of the current status, whatever is driving it, because a lot of people are waking up to the facts, I am watching what is growing into food shortages. I'm watching what is growing into serious frustration among families. I am watching what is growing into young people getting careless, taking up the gun or the knife or the machete, and out of frustration doing some crazy things because they feel no one cares for them. Parents have done enough. The mothers have done their part. Fathers are right now having a hell of a time because everywhere you go locked down, they can't get no work to do. If no food is coming in the house, the mother can't even take. God bless what is going to happen soon. Because no food is coming into the house because you have lockdowns. When you have lockdown, no food not coming, the families get miserable, cross, miserable, stupid, everybody licking down each other, mashing up the whole place. Yeah? Because Bob Marley said a hungry man is an angry man. That's a fact. My question to these women, these queens, where do we see families going, moving into the 21st century, if this madness that I call it continues? And this is a very simple question. Let me bring in Queen Lestrada. Please open your mic, madam, and tell us, what do you see? What are you seeing?
What do I see? Death. Death. That's what I see. If it comes to the point where there's no food, my house have food, your house don't have food, human nature kicks in. They're going to come and rob me, take my food out my house.
And if you sit down and see a man coming through your window, would you allow him to come in your house?
Oh, hell no.
Okay, all right.
No,
all right,
no
all right
way.
now.
So
all right
that's
now.
what I said, death.
All right now. You see? Do you think our politicians understand this? Do you think they understand this? Or
Yes.
they want it to happen?
Yes. They know, not just understand, they overstand and they know. But their circle is small. They don't care who the hell is outside of their circle. Forget us.
Boy, you all have me churning tonight. Queen Razan. I'm gonna put the R Razan. Queen
Yes.
Razan. Let me roll the R. Tell me something. From where you sit, you look at all of this madness as it shapes up. It is taking shape. Rum and drugs and all of that now seem to be the escape route. Because when the day's done, time hard, so you could sit down with your friend, them drink a couple shot of rum and smoke ganja and get high and whatever else you can do to escape
Yep.
the madness.
The craziness, yeah.
What are you seeing coming? Tell us what you see.
Destruction. Total chaos. Destruction. Destruction.
Jesus Christ.
Because I am preparing my household. But what about the next door neighbor who doesn't have food? Or 5 miles away, a family that doesn't have food. They're going to be walking and observing and looking at households to see who is looking healthy, who's looking like they're surviving well. And we're going to have a lot of looting and robberies and killing. Because when you're playing with someone's stomach, remember, this is the lively source of your, if you don't eat, you die. So people is going to go crazy. Crazy. And I think everyone just needs to wake up and stop always thinking that when someone is giving an advice or they're talking about what is going on, that it's conspiracy theory. People need to wake the hell up and start to prepare themselves for the worst. Because I told you that I'm planting and I'm also storing my food stuff. But guess what? I'm also protecting myself because no one is going to come through my doors to steal anything or try to kill me for food that I'm trying to take care of my family, for my family to survive off of. No way, not me.
I hope our viewers taking very serious note of what these women saying, you know.
And it's going to reach to that. We are there, and the politics knows exactly what they are doing. These are part of the plots to depopulize the nation. They know what is going on. They don't care. They don't have our best interests at heart. They sold out their country that they're supposed to be protecting. They are more interested in the money to take care of their family members and the close ones near to them. They have become millionaires being politicians. And guess what? By who? We the people. Because we sit down and we see what is going on and we are not standing up for our rights. So guess what? Oh no, these people are sleeping. A bunch of sheep. So we'll just continue to enforce and mandate and make it hard for them. And yeah, and guess what? They can't do anything. They're thinking that we can't do anything.
Let me go to Queen Pemberton. I have one more question to ask you all because this, Lord help us, Jesus. Queen, tell us a little bit. What is happening in your neck of the wood? What are you seeing? What do you see coming on in the Virgin Islands, in the BVI? Tell us what you see.
Remember, I socialize with the youths. I socialize with the elders. And it's not a pretty picture. I'm happy that, as I said, I get the visions before things happen. Yesterday, I took up the pumpkin that was growing upstairs on the porch, and I tell a young lady, you go transfer that pumpkin down in the ground for me, please, because we're going to need that pumpkin. And instead of buying canned peas, I started to stock up on a lot of bag peas because they last longer. They don't spoil. I'm speaking with youths every day, adult teenagers and, women and boys. And they're preparing for the war. I don't know what the war is.
Preparing for the war.
Because nobody cares about them and they're hungry and nobody paying their bills and this and that. So I help who I can help. I don't have much help, but I do help who I can help. Educate them in how to do certain things for themselves. And as you say, educate them on what plants to use and what not to use. And, how to start stocking up because it coming. If the supermarket is running out of food already, come on. That's
Let me
not like the British Virgin
let me
Islands.
let me ask you this very very serious question. How long do you think it's gonna take before things really break down to that level where the war broke out? And I'm gonna
Well,
ask all.
today
I'm
the
gonna
war
ask.
nearly start. To-
I'm gonna ask all the women here on this panel
Today
that
the war
question.
nearly start. Today the war nearly start because I saw a lot of ladies was sitting down and other people sitting around, and this gentleman get up and say, "Get from here! Y'all supposed to be home locked down." I watch a guy in the face. I say, "Excuse me, they put this into law already. We are on lockdown. I didn't know we are on lockdown. You don't read the Gazette. You don't read the news." I said, "No, I'm not a fan of that particular, entertainment. But if the government is going to lock down, they could send everybody a beep on the WhatsApp like what it does." And he said, "I'm going to call the police, and the police will come and remove you from littering." And I just watch a gentleman. I said, "Big man, you for real? You know, um, we can't enjoy the fresh air that God has given to us right now." I said, these people are not doing anybody anything. And majority of the person that I was hanging around explained to me how they are fully vaccinated and they're upset that they find out different now. Eh? So is conversation concerning the said vaccination with everybody that was fully vaccinated, watching the man like, were you talking to us like that? We fully vaccinated? What's going on? And he can't answer. He just keep on walking.
So none of this
So I
is
tell him,
making
I call him back. I
none of
said,
this none of this is making sense really.
no. I call him back. I say, you stand up right here and you explain to me what you're talking about. Explain to these women properly so they could govern themselves according to your rules and the laws that have been put down. Because I see everybody's still moving and I see traffic still flowing. So you're going to tell me that people should be home, locked down, and quarantined. I didn't know all the whole island was on a quarantine. Because you got people them who just got the COVID up and on the place, nobody telling them anything. I saw one today and I tell her get out the store, man, because you're fully you got full blown COVID and you still here. What's wrong with you? I said, no, 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 no. Come on. Think about the children, think about the people here. And as the young lady say, I trying to start plant and put things in place and start to stock up on certain things I know can't spoil so that I can have food. But I guarantee you, everybody knows me here in the British Virgin Islands. I don't stand for nonsense. So for me, I don't know if the government cares. I really don't take them on anymore because for me, it seems like they have turned their back against the people in a sense, and I remember a time you could have stand up and say, hi, how you doing? It's like, no, you can't say hi to nobody. Them in them big writing things zoom past you. Who is you know? You know? And these is people that I used to hold hands and walk down the pathway with for life, for the future, for the BVI. Where is that? Where gone? What's going on? So if it's money that is in their mind, I want them to know when they go in the graveyard, you can't spend that bad money. So this is a time now they need to get close and bring back peace and love and joy back into the community and pull them head out of the rabbit hole that it's been buried in and stand firm and against all this injustice to the people. So for me, it seems like they feel that they're going to be in politics forever. So whatever they say goes. That's how I seen it. I ain't lying. To me, it's like, okay, we ain't coming back out. No, we ain't got to worry about who voted and who ain't voted. That's what I've seen. Then the only way I could see that happening is if they go independent and then say, okay, we in charge, so we can come a communist country. So I've been looking through the lines and reading through the lines of the reaction that I seen on the ground and their play and their movements. So when I am seeing those things, the youth men them watching too, and when they're sending out some things on the air that them doing such and such together in them team, it, it speaks volume. Who are we? We are nobody anymore. They're done creating robots now. We are not important to them anymore.
Hmm. Wow.
Wow. Now, we have 10 minutes before we close. And I think we are at the crux of the matter now. If everybody's getting to the place of frustration, and according to what Queen Pemberton just outlined, she's seeing a war. She's seeing a war on the ground. Young people are getting frustrated. And a war is now brewing. A war. Which means who have gun, crank them up and clean them. Who have machete, sharpen them. Who have knife, sharpen them back and front. Whatever is happening right now, everybody preparing for this war because the politicians have abandoned the people. And the people are now getting to a place. Now, I'm sure that no matter how much arm may come from where and whatever happens, listen, I don't know if we understand how serious this is going to get, because it is going to get very bloody from what I'm seeing. When a people have gotten to a place of frustration, they get dangerous. People are not to be trusted when they get dangerous due to their frustration. They do crazy things. And if this is a part of the setup, I'm not sure if it is even a wise idea to set up people to get to that place, because a lot of things are going to happen that is not going to be nice for us to even imagine, because it's going to affect all of us. As we wrap this up tonight, my beloved queens of the Washitaw Nation, I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to each to take a few minutes and give us your perspective as to what do you think we need to do as a people moving forward? Because you are told every day that COVID is not going anywhere. I'm not sure which COVID they're talking about. I heard just today, I got a document out of the CDC where they said only 6% of people who contracted, people who died from COVID. CDC, not Kenny saying this. The CDC said it. Only 6% of people who died from COVID actually died from COVID. 94% of the people died from other causes. That is one point. If this continues, where people are going to be dying from this thing, which is a whole nother discussion. But if this continues and people are going to be brought into shoved into frustration by virtue of the inavailability of food, inavailability of jobs, inavailability of the incapacity to provide for their families, what in the name of God is going to happen? Women, ladies, queens, all, take a few minutes. I'm going to begin with Queen Estrada. Leave some words of encouragement on our minds as to what you are seeing that we need to do as we move forward. Take your time and talk with us. Take a few minutes as we take it up to, we have 6 minutes to go. Oh, yes, 6 minutes. Yes. Okay. Take 2 minutes.
So people, what I've noticed, people do not know their rights, number one. Number two, they do not research. They like to go by hear, say, she say, he say, whoever say. And if our people just take time out to think for themselves, common sense, I should be saying, using, have some, find your common sense. Where did it go? You know, if we just think for a minute, we all will see that this is not what they say it is. So I want the people to just wake up and start to think, because it's right in front of their face. Obviously, this is a pandemic, a PCR test pandemic, I call it, you know. So we just need to think. That's what I have to say. Think.
Queen Pemberton, take 2 minutes. Talk with us.
Wow. People, get your bearings in gear. Find first gear, then gear down, and then hit reverse. Because what's coming won't be pretty. From what I saw today, I didn't like it. The mannerism of the way they spoke to people gonna bring heat, especially to the youths. Now, whatever agenda they have with these people in their orange clothes and whatever shot going around, if they don't tell them how to approach people in the right way, they better gear those people up because people are frustrated right now. People are having it hard right now, feeding their family right now here in the British Virgin Islands. People having it hard paying the rent because a lot of them take the vaccine and they get fired still and their job closed down and all of this nonsense. I want us to build back a nation where we could communicate, where we could reason, where we could love each other and communicate on a level that we know we are here to support each other through thick and thin. That's what I want. We have voice, the support, and the know-how to get you there. Reach out. Find your bearings. It's not too late.
Queen Resin, or Razin,
Yes.
tell me in the closing minutes of this program, what should
What I
we
can
do
say,
moving forward?
what I can say to the people, first of all, we need to free ourselves from mental slavery. We have to start there. And um, this situation, people are dying, people are hungry, people are starving daily. People are just frustrated. They don't know where the next dollar is coming from. And that is because we depend on the system, the matrix system, too much. We need to start to unite as one, start to depend, open our own businesses, start to do, even if it start to do things on our own, remove ourselves from this system that they have us in, this slavery system. The proof is there. Educate yourself. The research is there. All you need to do is a little reading and start to
Yeah, she
question
said.
things. Don't don't just go after what everyone is telling you. Start to do your own research. Free yourself. This is all I can tell the people. There's enough proof there. We are seeing what is going on daily. This could never be the truth. We were never placed here on this earth to lose our freedom. So the most I can say is people, free yourself. Free yourself from mental slavery. Educate yourself a bit, do some research, and start to build your own community. Support your community. Don't go running supporting the 1%. The 1% is fixed for the rest of their life, and so are their generations to come behind.
If
Support each
someone
other.
wish, if someone wishes to contact the Washita Nation, and I probably might throw this at you. Um, uh, how do they reach out to the Washitaw Nation. Maybe I should ask you this, because people, you made a very important point in relation to freeing oneself. I think this is something that one may need to get clarity on. And of course, there is. I think there's a Facebook page.
We
right?
have a Facebook page, correct? Yes.
Right. So
Washitaw More Nation.
There you go. Okay, cool. So persons can go to the Washitaw Nation Facebook page.
Yes, and send a private message.
And send a message, right? And I'm sure someone will.
Yes, will respond.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ladies, you have been. This is amazing. This is amazing. I'm not sure how else to put it, what to say. I think you have done an amazing job tonight. I think your points have been absolutely very clear, and I think our listeners, our viewers, there is just so much to take from this. And I do hope that the thoughts shared here tonight will be embraced, and that our people will take very special note of what you have said as we move forward. Thank you so much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure having you, and I'm sure this is not
having us.
Yes, this is not going to be the last time. Not going to be the last time at all. So you keep it sweet. Take care of your beautiful selves, queens of the Washitaw Nation. And I tell you, no man, take on the eye for them. Them woman now look nobody. So just take on the eye for them. Guidance and peace, queens. All the best to all of you. Okay. All right.
All right. Peace.
Wonderful.
Light, love and balance, oneness.
Yeah.
All right, my queens. All the best to you. The queens of the Washitaw Nation. Absolutely a wonderful presentation this evening. And of course, share this presentation with your friends. I think it's an absolutely sobering presentation as we listen to our women speak to the issues at hand. Nothing to take lightly. They are not seeing anything except war. It's not looking good. You're talking about representatives from Aruba, the BVI, and St. Kitts, which is just a few people within the nation. I think I might need to continue to reach out to folks across the region to see exactly what is happening in their neck of the woods as this crisis develops. Nothing to take lightly. Please, my people, there will be a food shortage. There will be food shortage. Store food now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Store food now. Peel fruits, freeze them. Anything that can be dried, dry them. Get your grains, whatever you want to store as dry stuff. Store them now. Before the end of this year, we will see a lot of things happening that will take you by absolutely total surprise. I can't overstate this, because a lot of us are going to find ourselves in absolutely very serious trouble. I'm saying this to my people across the region and the rest of the world. As far as we are broadcasting this program tonight, as many of you that are listening to us, store food now. Food shortage is coming. Famine is coming. When you see farmers dumping thousands of tons of potatoes and everything else, chickens are dying by the thousands, being thrown out. Name it. Farmers are given an incentive to destroy food. It's everywhere. This is not Kenny talking. I don't want anybody to say Kenny said. No, this is news. It's everywhere. Everywhere. Whatever that means to you, it tells me that I need to store food. If you have a little backyard, go plant food. Don't be lazy. Get up off your butt and go plant food. You're going to get hungry if you don't have food. And God help us when hunger starts and you don't have food. May we be wise and do the best thing for ourselves. Guidance, peace, light, dominion to all my people across the world. Let us rise up and be counted as worthy to protect ourselves. Think carefully about your actions, whatever you do moving forward. I'm not telling you to take a jab or not. I'm not telling you to take vaccine or not. That's not my business. That's for you to decide. But make sure that when the day is done, you know exactly what you're doing. Make sure that you know what you're doing. Because once you do that, there's no return, no reverse. So you should know what you're doing. I'm not here to preach vaccine. That's not what I'm here to do. That is not my job. You need to know what you need to do. All I'm saying, prepare yourselves for the rough days that are coming, because there are going to be some very rough days ahead. For those of us in the BVI, if you're here on this live right now, find Lifeline, get registered, because you will soon be very, very, very convinced that the only way you have out of this madness is through Lifeline. Remember what I said to you. Lifeline sponsors this program, and I know exactly what they offer. It's the only way you're going to find your way out of this madness, if you have a support system in place to help you through this. Do not take it lightly. And for those of you who need to contact the Washitaw Nation, go to their Facebook page. There is a page on Facebook, the Washitaw Nation. Yes, go to them, send a private message. Somebody will respond to you. But do not take this lightly. What is coming is not a game. It is serious business. Prepare for it. In closing, again I say, store food. Position yourself where you can have water. Store food. Place yourself where you can find water. If you have a deep freeze, store foods and whatever you can freeze, freeze them. Because there will come a time when you cannot find food to eat. It's coming. All right. Peace and light to all of you. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Peace. Till I see you next Monday.
Thank you.